Hello YouTube, it's me, Brittany. I am here with just some more thoughts. For those of you who have seen just some thoughts, you know, kind of this is going to be just about me and kind of what's going on in my life, and I will update you on what's happening. For those of you who did watch the very first Just Some Thoughts, you kind of know what's going on between me and my landlord right now. He asked me to move. I told him I would move. Then he demanded I would be out by 7 days, and I said that's illegal. You can't do that. You have to give me a certain amount of time. And so I looked up that amount of time. I looked up the laws online for the state of Colorado. I also looked up the obligations for a landlord in that process in the state of Colorado, and provided those for him. Now, before he was able to see those, he started to make some threats and tell me he was going to throw my stuff out the door and lock the door, change the locks, and all those kinds of things. Just to protect myself, I contacted the sheriff's department and just confirmed everything that I got in paper from the Colorado Department of Government or whatever that I got it from. That I gave to him and that I also have for myself. So I also have a full copy of all that stuff still for myself. And since then, he has been pretty quiet. He took his $4 check from Drano. He took all the stuff I gave him, and he hasn't really said much to me. Strangely, he invited me for a glass of wine the other night while he had his friends over, trying to act like nothing's going on, which is awkward to me. I moved into living basically on my night schedule that I live and work on. Even on my days off, I slept all day long and worked or did nothing all night long. Basically, well, I cleaned my house and kind of pre-packed some stuff yesterday and got it kind of ready to be able to move. So when I finally do have a place to go, I don't have to be here too much longer. I can kind of get in and get out of here, which is the ultimate goal. That gets me to what this video is going to be called, Moving Part 1, probably because there's going to be more to this coming. So this is just the first process of me trying to find a place to live, and it has been frustrating as of late so far. So first off, in this valley, in order for you to move in anywhere, they pretty much want you to have first, last, and security of $1,000 a month, which could be upwards to $3,000 to move in somewhere, which I just can't have. I work paycheck to paycheck as it is. Like, it's really frustrating for me to try to come up with that. So not only do I have to try to find a place that's willing to work with me and give me kind of a deal so that I can kind of make payments on that security deposit or whatever. So I might be able to do first and last, but adding another $1,000 into that makes it really, really hard. The next big issue is that it seems to be that since I've lived here in the state, that nobody seems to like pets. So I have a real issue trying to find a place for Megan, because I don't know, they just think that she's like a dragon and she's gonna like roar and destroy everything. But as you can see, she's pretty calm. But anyways, most of the time, sometimes she's very talkative. Right now, she's just been kind of sleeping and being lazy, which is most of the time. But anyways, I find that finding a place for Megan is also really difficult for me. Also, I've looked at a couple of places already. I've looked at 3 separate places. None of those have been furnished. That's poses a problem for me. I don't own a bed. I own a couple of pieces of furniture, so I would be able to get by, but I would need to immediately find a bed, which now that I've found like a classifieds page, local classifieds, and I have some other people who have mentioned that they have options for me. That doesn't seem like too much of an issue for me anymore. So I'm okay with finding a place that's not furnished, and being a little broke for the first month or so of the season. I do get to start a second job starting the beginning of the winter season, so my income will go up to being almost half, adding about 50% more than what I make now. So like it'll go up to help me out and help me balance my budget and get everything in order. I just need to find a place that's affordable that will allow me and Megan to move in together, because somebody actually asked me, do you have another option for your cat? And I said, that's like asking me, do I have another option for my child? Like, that's rude. Like, if you didn't want a cat, that's fine. Just tell me. I understand it. A lot of people here don't. But don't ask me to replace my only one, the only person who's ever here all the time. Like, she's the only one who ever listens to me cry whenever I'm upset. Like, she's the one who, will tell me to be quiet, or, tell me to suck it up. And I pretty much generally do that. I'm continuing with that process of trying to move. I will keep you guys updated. On a positive note, today, actually, as I woke up, I was given some information about a local comedy show here in my local area, right here in this valley, which will allow me to ride the bus to the show, so I don't have to try to rent a car or spend any money, which is hard. That's the hardest part about my stand-up comedy gig that I've been working on so hard right now, is that every time I have to do a show, I have to rent a car and go to Denver, which is 2 hours away, and it costs me more money than I make. So it's exciting to find out that there's a club here locally that's going to be starting to do comedy shows throughout the winter. That'll give me a place to go. I have got in contact with them already. I don't know why I looked over there. They're not over there. But that's where I set up the schedule. My calendar's over there. But anyways, I set it up, and hopefully in time we'll be getting started to do shows there. I will definitely be posting those onto this channel here, and hopefully that will build you guys up to see what kind of funny I can do. I actually have a lot of really bent up jokes right now, especially dealing with this landlord situation, dealing with some dating stuff. I always have jokes from dating, because dating is just another weird thing. Speaking of that, I mentioned to somebody this week that I was, oh, I'm trying to move, I'm really broke, I need a lot of money, and he offered money to me in exchange for sex. This is the downside to being trans in the dating world, is that people think that that is an okay thing to do, and it frustrates the hell out of me, especially when I'm broke, because every part of me wants to be like, screw you, that's rude, I'm not a prostitute, da 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 da, but then the deep down, like, devil on my shoulder over here is like, bitch, you need that money, and it ain't that hard. Like, so that's the dilemma I'm having. Not really, because I'm never going to do that for money, ever, ever. But I just wanted to tell you that is just another wacky, wild story that happens when you're trans and you date in today's society, is that not every man looks at you as, just a girl that is great and has a lot of potential to be a girlfriend. Sometimes they look at you as the potential to be a purchase. Anyways, yeah, I think I've rambled on and let you guys know as much as I could know today. Remember, if you like me, if you like my channel, if you like what I've been doing, some of my other stuff, please subscribe. Please feel free to share anything that you see on my channel. It is definitely there to be shared. Once again, this was a lot about me, just some of my thoughts about some stuff. Don't feel free to ask me any questions about anything trans related. I will always do research for you and get you some answers. That was the whole point of this channel, was originally to be helpful. Now I've just kind of felt like I need an outlet to help myself as well. So here's some thoughts from myself. Anyways, please subscribe, everybody. I love every single one of you guys, and we will talk to you guys all later. Bye bye, everybody.